dear brothers and sisters of this beautiful planet. Each heart is a safe shelter for each soul. It is like a big pot where feelings, emotions, and moments are stored. Some good, some not so good, some terrible, and all kinds of memories. I would say that many people think that everything is in their minds. The storage is really done in mind. However, feelings, experiences, and energy attached to each situation are in the heart, because it's there that each emotion is generated. So, we understand that when the feeling is created close to the heart, it's an elevated feeling. Like unconditional love, it's generated totally within the heart. There's no interference from the mind, ego, or anything. It's a feeling born from the divine energy contained in each heart. So we can say that the further away from the heart, the closer to the mind. And there are the most irrational and coldest feelings, those that don't care about the other person or oneself. They are the most irrational, empty, inferior feelings, like hatred, anger, envy, revenge, and meanness for their own sake. The distance between the heart and the mind in their bodies is not very wide. It's a small distance, but big enough to distort a good feeling generated by the heart. Often, a feeling is born beautiful and perfect, but the mind interferes so that it moves away from the heart and is drawn to the mind, becoming mean and selfish. But know that all feelings are born from the heart. The heart doesn't generate negative emotions. What causes negative feelings is the powerful mind, the dominating mind, which attracts and modifies good feelings and transforms them into horrible ones. So we can understand it this way. Even those whom you call evil have good feelings in their hearts. Don't forget that there's a divine spark within each heart, the spark that created you, and that is absolute love. However, the minds of these beings are so powerful that at the very birth of the feeling of love in their hearts, it's already transformed. So these beings have forgotten what love is. They have forgotten the positive emotions that Father, Mother, God put in their hearts. They have been so accustomed to evil, wickedness, contempt for others, domination, and enslavement that they have lost touch with all other emotions. And some even believe they don't have them, that they never had them, that they were born evil. I can't deny that the influence happens early on, dominating all the force of love in their hearts. Then many may ask themselves, but isn't love stronger than everything? Why does it allow itself to be dominated? Love is more potent than everything. Yes, it's the most powerful feeling in the universe. But these beings have found ways to make their minds so strong that they prevent this feeling from growing. So in parallel, I'll tell you another story. A soul is generated. It's generated for love, for evolution, to fill an orb. Every soul has a purpose. It isn't created for nothing and isn't designed for evil. The soul is born with the divine spark within it, and this divine spark is something that can be increased or retracted. Suppose that soul follows a path of light, sometimes even an alternating way between light and darkness. But it follows a path predominantly of light. In that case, this spark only grows, multiplies, and becomes more powerful. Because that soul has decided so, it has agreed to increase this spark and live the unconditional love contained within it. And with this, it will gain evolution and growth. But some souls may not want to live this. For whatever reason, they choose to evolve in meanness rather than love. They don't want to live the love of Father, Mother, God, because somehow they have been captured by those beings who have attracted them. They have fallen into the trap and allowed themselves to be caught up in it. You could call this free will, but we can name it differently: to want to live within the divine spark. The determinations of a divine spark is really a soul choice or not, to want to live other feelings. But in this case, we don't call it free will. We just call it a soul walk. That's why everything happens here on this planet. Since the fall of consciousness, free will hasn't been practiced the way it is today. However, there was a fight for power, something that apparently isn't connected to the love of the divine spark, because there's no greater power than Father, Mother, God. So why fight for power? To subjugate, to enslave, to be better than others. These feelings are not part of the divine spark, yet those already evolved choose to live these feelings, even though they are not part of the non-light. They are feelings that move away from the love of the divine spark. And there you are. So, what am I getting at with all these stories? Each of you is the product of the size of your divine spark. Suppose you're a person who loves yourself first. You love your brothers in any situation, and in any way. Suppose you love the planet and your journey and understand that every obstacle and fall is a learning experience, a moment of elevation. In that case, you're living your divine spark. You are multiplying this feeling that was born with you. It's as if, in your world, you are multiplying something you have earned, like an income. You have achieved much, multiplying everything you already have through your attitudes. And in the same way that you exercise any feeling that is further away from the divine spark, that quantum is subtracted to balance it out. Therefore, the divine spark in each one of you is the product of what you think, speak, emanate, and live. That's why we say we see souls. We don't see bodies, because this spark is in your soul, not in your physical body. In the case of these fractals incarnate, it's in this little piece of soul that is living in a physical body right now. So we know that this little piece has an immense divine spark. It has been multiplied throughout time, or is a tiny spark, because that being doesn't care much to multiply it, to increase the quantum of love. And this is how we, who went beyond the frontiers of physical bodies a long time ago, see each of you. We don't see your faces, don't see your bodies. We don't see the sex of each one of you. We see souls. As souls, you classify as ready for the fifth dimension, and souls that still have a long way to go. These include souls who have drowned their divine sparks in so much meanness and negative feelings emanating from their minds. So you'll always feel a power struggle between your heart and mind. The more heart you are, the more your spark shines, and the less your mind acts on your path. Otherwise, your spark, the love in your heart, has little effect on your way. How is the divine spark in each one of you? Is it so big that it almost blocks your mind, or so small that your mind stops the spark? How do you think you are today, at this moment? It's no time for superiority or arrogance, for you to believe that you are totally mindless. None of you are. Your mind still dominates you, and very much so, for this is a constant learning process where you must let go of the mind and just let your heart speak, and you are still a long way from that. But where do you think your sparks are? How big are they? Have they passed the halfway point? Are they acting close to the heart or close to the mind? Where do you think they are? So I will tell you just one idea. Close your eyes with an open heart, without fear of what you'll see, without manipulating the outcome. Close your eyes and just say, with much love and clarity, "How big is my divine spark?" And you will see. Ask with much faith and belief, and be ready for the result, for it won't deceive you. The one who will give you the answer will be your higher self, and it finds fascinating to see where you are, how you are, so that you can make even more effort to increase your spark or decrease your mind, because everything is proportional. Reducing the reason increases the spark. Increasing the mind decreases the spark. So, ask to see the size of the divine spark you emanate today. How will you see it? There's no rule or standard, and everyone will see it one way. So don't compare yourselves. The person with the brightest spark is no better than the rest, and no one is worse than anyone else, even if their spark is almost extinguished. Don't judge. And this is how you'll learn every day to master your own minds more and more, and begin to observe the behavior of your sparks. The spark is born in the heart. There it begins its diameter. So just search to discover the size of your own spark, without pride, without superiority. I am just showing you the truth of the path you are choosing, or the path you are mistaken in choosing. Thank you for watching. We love you so much.